All right, well, good morning, everyone. For those of you that may not know me, my name is Eric Rodriguez. I am the Interim Public Relations Director for the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe, and I thank you for coming this morning. I know we threw you for a loop here, as usually we do these in the afternoon, so I'm glad that you guys could all make it over here this morning. Just want to touch base on a few things here before we get started. I'd like to introduce you to our leadership team here that's making some of these decisions. They had a total of 381 requests this fall, and the total was just over $285 million. So as you can see that in order to fund those, we would love to be able to, but it's quite a lot of money. We were just able to fund just over $3 million this fall, so we're happy with that. The government organizations and agencies here in Saganing requested 59 different grants, and the schools accounted for 29. Isabella County was much more needy this time, with the government asking for 46 and the schools asking for 247. So there were a lot of decisions that had to be made and difficult choices, but the leadership and council really took their time and figured out how they could maximize these dollars. So I would like to introduce our council. To my right here, we have Chief Frank Letier, our treasurer, Gail Rule, Council Secretary, Michelle Caldwell, our District 2 Representative, Ron Nelson, our Sub-Chief, Brent Jackson, Council Member Candace Benzinger, Council Member Kenny Sprague, our Sergeant-at-Arms, Ronnie Ekdahl, Council Member Amanda Oldman, and Council Member Tim Davis. We did have a few council members that were unable to join us today. Council members Lindy Hunt and our tribal chaplain Diana Quigno-Grundle were not able to join us, but they were part of this process, so we do thank them. I would also like to thank our public relations staff who helped get all you folks here. We have our public relations manager Sandy Sprague in the back, and our administrative assistant Tracy Klitsch back there. So thank you to them for helping make this possible. We also want to thank our grants teams who help get these organized and make sure that the council has some sort of organization that they can go through as they have to look through all of these grants. Also a big thank you to our staff here from the Saganing Eagles Landing Casino, sitting in the back there, for preparing the room today, providing us with some drinks and some snacks. So thank you to them, and thank you for joining us today. At this time, I'd like to introduce, and it's my privilege, to welcome Frank Letier for a prayer and for an opening. So if you could all please stand. Thank you.
Heavenly Father, we ask for your presence here this morning. The decisions we make, the requests that are brought forth do great things in our community, and they bring a special blessing to our citizens and to our surrounding areas. Father, we just pray that your presence be here in the midst of this, and that everyone enjoy their celebration. Father, I want to remember the Johnson family this morning. Mr. John Johnson from the Pinconning Journal, who walked on last week, is not with us here today and notably missing. Father, we just ask blessings and prayers upon that family. With that being said, Chimigwech Jumanadu, Chimigwech, amen. Okay, good morning, everyone. A special thank you for the Saganing staff and Ms. Fedock for bringing us those scrumptious cookies. Everybody's asking where you get them from. I told them that you made them yourself. So, you know, one of the things that has become notably different, and I think it's through the increased communication, is yes, there are a number of requests, and there are a lot of requests to go through, but they're getting very succinct. They're becoming very poignant because they're literally a reflection of what is needed in the community. And I think that's kudos to you folks and to the tribal council and staff for being willing to come together and talk about what our communities need and what exactly we can benefit from in these awards. So I hope that we will continue that good work, and I hope that every dollar that's given will have an impact over many, many different individuals for time immemorial. We've been meeting some challenges in the marketplace, as always. Business is what it is. It's business. We can't guarantee. We can only hope and speculate. But you'll notice that the numbers are up a little bit. The economy is doing good. Things are coming around. And we're not getting the number of players we've had in the past. They're not coming as often, but when they do, they actually really kind of mean it. So that's a bit of a benefit to each and every one of us here today. So when we succeed, you succeed. And I'm very, very happy that we've had the chance to come together and collaborate on these requests and make sure that what we're doing is the best we can do for our community. I just want to say thank you for being diligent in your requests. Thank you for being considerate. And thank you for being serious. There's not a lot of frivolous requests, either here or in Isabella County, because the need is just that. It's a genuine need out there in the community. And every penny we share back with you folks is one penny less our tax-paying constituents have to pay for when it comes to these things. And you're talking about infrastructure, you're talking about safety equipment, you're talking about educational components and books and programs. These are all sustainable assets that are literally just adding to what we can offer our neighbors, our families, and our friends. So I want to say thank you very much for your efforts in doing this, and a special thank you to my tribal council for all the work you put into these considerations. It's not always easy, and we don't argue with Ron, because we let him pick and choose what he needs to in his community, but it works well, and we all come together. I want to say a special thank you to Jackie Rieger. She's been running solo the last couple of months, and putting all of this together has been a lot of work. She's our controller, and we're going to have a new CFO for her to answer to by the end of the month. So she'll probably take a couple of days off once he comes aboard. But with that being said, I just want to thank you very much once again, and I wish you the happiest and the safest of holidays. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Cloutier. So it hit on a couple points he was talking about. You know, that collaboration component is very instrumental in some of those grant requests that we are submitting. And this year, as you guys know, and many familiar faces here have seen, we started the annual roundtable discussions. I think it was a great opportunity for us to really communicate and talk about those needs in the communities. So we appreciate all those that did take part in those roundtable discussions. And as we move forward and plan on having future discussions, I think it can only help the process. For a little update, we are working with our IT department and our administration team on really making sure that we can maximize that application process. We can make it a smooth process. We can make sure that you're including all the information that you folks are trying to. So we are actively working on that. The next roundtable will be scheduled for the end of January or early February. So once we get a date set, we will make sure to reach out to everyone and extend an invite and hope to see many of you there. We will take some input about that as we do a beta test on this application process to see what works, what doesn't, and really how we can make sure that you folks are happy and able to submit those grants so that we can organize and make sure the council sees those all. At this time, we're going to go to the fun part of things where we're starting to give away some money and give away some checks. So we're going to start with Aranet County this morning. They are receiving $406,722.98. On behalf of Aranet County is Dennis Stowoe, the treasurer. Oh, well, this is not Dennis, yes. So we have...
You'll just have to do with the chairman of the Board of Commissioners, that's all.
All right, sorry about that.
I see the big winner was Saginaw Road, which has been one of my pet projects for probably 10 years, maybe. That completes the paving to the marina. Hopefully it prospers well. People do not like dragging $100,000 boats through the mud. Thank you very much, Tribal Council, and this will be my last 2%. I'm moving on to bigger and better things. Mr. Krajewski, do you want to?
I'm Adam Krajewski, County Commissioner. Just wanted to extend my gratitude to the tribe for everything that they do. I really think that the tribe being located here in Aranet County makes us unique. You're a strong partner with the community, which we really appreciate. And Frank, when you said that when you win, we win, and that couldn't be more true. And I think that goes for everyone in this room. You know, when each individual township or community wins, that strengthens our region as a whole. And I just really appreciate everything that you do to collaborate with everyone in our respective communities. Thank you.
I'm Virginia Ziegel, and even though this will be my last meeting, I may sneak in once in a while, though. And I do appreciate all you've done for Arnett County. I've known and dealt with you folks for a long time, probably 25 years, and gotten really acquainted with all of you. So I want to thank you very much for all you've done for Arnett County. Thank you.
And thank you very much to Mr. Trombley and Virginia for their time and their service to the county. And they will be missed, but you are always welcome to come. So we do hope you guys still come to these distributions. Moving on, we have the City of Au Gres. Today they are receiving $10,000. And we have City Manager John Stanley and Bill Barushko, the mayor, coming to accept on their behalf.
All right, thank you, Eric. I apologize, our mayor was unable to make it here last minute. He wants to extend his greatest thanks and appreciation for yet another opportunity to partner with the tribe here. This is, again, another commitment to a project that we have been diligently working on, even though it's been going on for almost 3 years now, working with the DNR to acquire this harbor refuge site. But we are behind the scenes, definitely not flashes that we can show out, but we're certainly working on it. We once again just want to thank you very much. This is going to be a huge focal piece for our community and for the county and the surrounding region in general. And also I want to echo what Eric said, really appreciate the opportunity to have the roundtable discussion. That was a good opportunity for us to further become educated and enlightened on this process and the importance as to making sure that we're all partnering together correctly on this and bringing diligent projects. It's such a daunting task that you have. So thank you very much, and everyone have a happy holiday season.
Thank you, John. Next, we have the City of Omer receiving $7,984.92. And Ruth Ann Cook, the mayor, is going to come collect that on behalf of the City of Omer.
I'm her support man, but I'm going to take front stage right now because this is my last 2% as well. A while ago, I stepped down, just too many things in the fire, and my family came first. I left the city in very capable hands. Ruth Ann Cook is young, smart, and very dedicated to our city. I, too, would like to thank the tribe for all that they have done for Omer. I especially am so proud of our library. We have adult programs there at our courthouse that we have because of the library. We have kids programs, and we have lots of people using that library. I see that they also gave money for the old courthouse in Omer, and that's a project now that I'm working with the girls on. We have paid for it. We've got bathroom there, ramp. The windows are paid for. They're not installed yet. They'll be installed. But now we're working on the awesome job of the paint. And because it's lead paint, it's going to be very expensive, and I thank the tribe for giving us money for that. We did have a Christmas sale just recently, our junk sale, and that raised $1,005. It was a donation thing, so you can see how people are supporting it. And Joanne, you're a big part of it. If you get on Facebook, you'll see Joanne is part of the Historical Society, and she puts a lot of interesting articles on there. Did you want to say anything, Joanne? No? Okay, just thank you. So again, I would just like to say thank you and appreciation for all you have done for Omer, and I'm going to hand it over to our very capable Ruth Ann Cook, Mayor Ruth Ann Cook.
Hey, just want to thank the tribe for the money that they're giving us for the roof for our barn. That our equipment is in there, and the voice are getting into the. Yeah.
She's shy.
This isn't good. There was a concern that the equipment in the barn was going to deteriorate because of the moisture getting in, so we're really, really glad to have the roof. It's going to save us a lot of money on repairs on other equipment. There was a project a couple years ago, the MDOT did some work on the bridge in town. It narrowed the sidewalks on each side of that bridge so that now the equipment that we had for clearing the snow off the sidewalks doesn't work. And so we asked for money to buy new equipment to keep the snow off of there. We have a lot of people that walk through our town there, and it was quite a hazard last year, people walking through there with ice all over the sidewalks. So we're really grateful for that, and especially our librarian who walks across the bridge every day. We're really grateful that we'll be able to keep her path clear. I want to thank everybody for welcoming me to the office of Mayor of Ulmer. I'm looking forward to doing lots of good work with all of you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much to both of you. Alice, you will be missed. Ruth Ann, I look forward to working with you for the next few years, and welcome again. Next up, we have the City of Pinconning. Today, they are receiving $28,327. And we have Mayor Bob Hall coming up to accept that check for them.
I guess we must have an epidemic here. This will be my last 2% distribution also. I'd just like to say I was here for the very first one, and it seemed like twice a year I'd show up over here with my hand out, and I kept coming back because they kept putting something in it. It's just impossible to try to thank you for all the funds that you've given us and what we've been able to do with it. I just have no words for it. But without it, we certainly wouldn't be where we are today. I'd like to introduce Bill Jacera, who is our new city manager. He's taken over for Dick Byrne. When he got on the job, he got to work and wrote a grant for everything he's seen we needed around the city DPW operation. So I'll let Bill take over and let you know what he has done.
Yeah, good morning. On behalf of the City of Pinconning, I'd like to thank the tribe for their generosity. We can't thank them enough for the past years that they've contributed to our city. And this grant is for a lot of small items. I think there's about 28 items involved, 24 items involved, from small power tools to safety equipment, to be able to work at night, lights, illumination stuff, some small lab equipment for our wastewater treatment plant. Things that, you know, over time they just add up, and when you have a small budget, it's difficult to find replacement for these much needed items. So again, on behalf of the city, I'd like to thank the tribe, and specifically Frank. We were lucky enough to have Frank at our roundtable, and you know, I was mentioning about the smaller things, and he listened, and he mentioned too this morning that he listened, and I just appreciate his efforts of helping us in this grant. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and to echo some of those words, I think that's really what we're striving to do with these roundtables, is to talk about those issues, talk about those things, and really meet those needs and alleviate the burden on the local citizens here. We don't want to have to raise those taxes and put that in your lap, but it's something we're able to do. So we take great pride in being able to do that for everyone, and that's the purpose of these 2%. So we're looking forward to them, the roundtables, as we move forward. Next up, we have Aranac Township receiving $3,959.04. And on behalf of Aranac Township, we have Tim Hagley, Township Supervisor, Cindy Hallimer, the Township Clerk, and Heather Bowman as a Deputy.
Well, I'd like to thank the tribe for always thinking of Aranac Township, helping us develop our township hall, for our residents to be able to come up, the lift that we purchased so they can vote, Today, Mr. Hagley could not be with us. Unfortunately, he is in Illinois hunting the big buck. So, and this is our deputy, my deputy clerk, Heather. She helped write the 2% request, and I wish she could have been at the roundtable discussion group. That was awesome. I would like to see that happen more. I would like to see it focused on more county projects, such as a transfer station for recycling. I think all of us small townships need to work better with the county. So I'll hand it over to Heather and let her tell you what we're going to do with the money that we have received.
Thank you, Cindy. And not an epidemic, because this is my first 2% meeting. So thank you very much. Cindy brought me along here because she brought me into the deputy position as she looked at somebody from the outside coming in. I've been into Aranac County for 2 years now, Aranac Township, and collaboration is really what we need to work on. And we're really excited about it, but we needed to get some basic things done in our township, including we looked at the financial end, and we're kind of a little bit in the dusting era of we're doing a lot of things time and time again. We need to step up our bookkeeping software and implement something that's going to be able to give our treasurer and our clerk more time to be able to work on these collaborating projects. So they were able to fund us for a new QuickBooks software and training. Second is that we need to be able to take care of what we have, our assets, and our township hall is one of the last standing one-room schoolhouses. And to be able to do that is we have a little bit of moisture in our basement, which of course our records are kept there, so we needed a dehumidifier, which the tribe was gracious enough to fund us on that. So thank you, and on behalf of all the people of Aranac Township, thank you so much for allowing us to be able to apply for these grants and giving back to our community.
Well, thank you. And hopefully, Mr. Hagley comes back with a big buck, otherwise you got to tell him it was a wasted trip. Next, we have Augrey Township receiving $8,000. And on behalf of Augrey Township, we have Chester T. Palachek. Close enough? All right. And he is the township supervisor. Oh, all right.
My name is Jim Herzog. Unlike some of the other speakers, I'm a newly elected official to the township board, so this is new for me. But I know in the past the generous contributions that the tribe has made to Augrey Township has gone to good use, and this will be no different. And it's greatly appreciated what they have done for Augrey Township and Aranac County included. So thank you very much, and we appreciate what you've done for us. Jerry?
Yeah, we appreciate what you're donating this year for a generator for the hall to make some improvements there. And like Jim said in the past, we really appreciate what the tribe has done for us in the township, for the improvements that we've made in our cemeteries and our roads. Is tremendous, and we appreciate it very much. I want to thank each and every one of you.
And thank you. And as we hear, we have some new, newly elected leaders. We very much encourage your participation in those roundtables and to make sure you're talking with your folks that have been there for a number of years to talk about the 2% process and answer any questions you may have. Because we're always willing to help and encourage everyone to ask. We will make sure we can get you the most information that we can. Next, we have Deep River Township receiving $1,000, and Joanne Schwartz, the trustee, and Anne Marie Barushko, the clerk, are coming up to receive those funds.
On behalf of Deep River Township, we really appreciate over the years the money that we have received from the tribe. We have improved our cemetery, our hall, our playground equipment, and the fire department. So we are really appreciative of your generosity throughout the years that you've been giving Deep River Township.
And I'm going to be here for the next 4 years, so get used to this face. Yeah, and Anne Marie's going to be here too, so, and we're going to probably be here with our hands out because of the generosity of the tribe. We have done so many improvements for Deep River Township. You could just drive around it and see the great things. Our cemetery has now got a decent road to drive on. We have a beautiful white fence all around it. Our firemen have some air breathing equipment that is much needed. We can't tell you all the great things that you've done for us. And we really appreciate every dime that we get from you, and we all put it to good use. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next, we have Lincoln Township receiving $1,000, and we have David Hertzberg, the Township Supervisor, coming up to receive those funds.
Lincoln. Like all the other I like to talk a little bit of roads, and I want to talk about something else. And like all the other townships, we have 32 miles of road, and that's always our number one concern. But I'm not here to discuss roads so much. I'm talking about something that's not discussed too much is bridges. I did request some bridge funding this year. Unfortunately, if you're one of the townships that have, like Lincoln, for instance, we have South Branch of Pine River, Middle Branch Pine River, and the Saganing, which creates a lot of bridges and tubes we have to cross. So we did get we do have one on the Melita Road. Melita Road is actually, if you go a mile south, it's actually Fraser Road. It goes all the way to Bay City. But Melita Road, it's been on a critical bridge for the last 8 years. We finally did get a critical bridge fund grant, and it came through about a year ago. And then the only problem with that, then the DEQ comes with that, and that creates all kind of problems. So we've been dickering with them guys to get the price reduced. Present bridge is actually 55 feet. DEQ says it's got to be 95 feet. So we've been arguing, debating. So they did compromise. They rolled it back to 85 feet. So that brought the price back down to $765,000. Of course, the townships are all, road commissions are a part of that. We have a percentage to pay on that. So that's kind of where we are on that right now. With 49 bridges, Aranet County has 49 bridges. Average lifespan is about 50 years, so we extend that. They're probably all 65, 70 years old. So Melita Road, it's going to be shut down all summer. Actually, the work's going to start in May, as soon as frost limit, and it'll be try to get back open by Labor Day. So I just wanted to, I'm kind of laying the groundwork for some of the other townships are also talking about bridge funding, and so you'll probably see some requests in the near future on more bridge funding. So anyway, that's where we are here, and just our $1,000 will go towards everyone's our share. I just want to say in the past, I think we had a request to do some hall improvements. We did get that done. We were working on a kitchen, table and chairs. We had to do some wiring before the elections because it wasn't working too well. So we got that done too. So once again, I'd like to for all the help you do to the community here, I'd like to give you many, many thanks. Say many, many thanks. This is you know Dennis Miller. That's Dennis Miller's salute. So thank you guys and for everything you do here. So thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Mason Township receiving $14,250. The Township Supervisor, Mark Heidman, and Township Clerk, Darlene Yanish, are coming up to receive those funds.
I'd like to thank the tribe very much for their gracious donation toward our townships. You're going to notice that on mine it says Clayton Township. Clayton is our neighboring township. We deal with Ray. He he helped us get our garbage pickup taken care of, and they're out of your, I don't know, 2% circles, so he asked if we could combine our grant this year with him and also the fire department, which we've done the fire departments in the past. So here's where the roundtable came important with us, because we didn't know that we were even allowed to, take Clayton in with us. But after the roundtable, we talked with Frank, Paul Phelan, he's not here today, but he figured out how to tab it out. And I think if we continue the roundtables, it's going to be a huge bonus. I wish I knew Clayton got their grant, because I would have brought Ray with me and made him talk. But huge thanks. Nothing from Darlene.
Thank you both, yes. So it is when, all the folks here are lucky enough to be within that 2% boundary to receive these funds, but oftentimes when we have neighboring communities or townships that also have roads or bridges or projects that need to be done that wouldn't qualify, having a neighboring township step up and really take on those requests shows that collaboration and the betterment for all of our community members here. So we do appreciate that, and I know they do as well. Next up, we have Penn County Township, receiving $17,000. And on behalf of Penn County Township, we have Sharon Stallsberg, the Township Supervisor.
Good morning. I'd like to, of course, thank the tribe again. It seems like I've been here so many times thanking you, and thank you is never enough words to say. The mapping program is going to complete our computerization of all our personal properties and our properties, and it's also going to do pictures and some on-site visits, so it certainly will help the township come into the 20th century. But better yet, the $1,000 funds that we receive from the tribe is always a blessing, because that's what we use for our children's Christmas party at this time of year, giving out hats and gloves, and they get to see Santa Claus and watch a movie and destroy the hall with cookies, crumbs, and popcorn on the floor. But it is such a wonderful event to see all the little kids and how happy they are. And with that, I'm very thankful, and I thank the tribe, and have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Next, we have Sims Township receiving $1,000 today. And on behalf of Sims Township, we have Rob Quackenbush, the Township Supervisor, receiving those funds.
I'd like to extend my thanks to the Saginaw Chippewa Tribe. Over the past 4 years, I've been privileged to represent the township, to come in here. And although we're talking about an epidemic, this is also a nice place to come for a cure. You are truly a cure for a lot of the little problems that we have. Your funding has allowed Sims Township to take care of many different issues throughout our community. We've done major maintenance projects at our hall. We've made improvements at our cemetery, and they're facilitated by the gifts that we're able to receive through your generosity. So when we go to the casino, we have to always remember that even when we lose, we win. Again, thank you very much.
All right, next, we have Standish Township receiving $38,700. And on behalf of Standish Township, we have Township Supervisor Robert North.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to the Tribal Council. Good morning, Frank. Pay attention. Listen, on the way here today, I was thinking to myself, you should probably come up with something different or something that would involve some change. But to be honest with you folks, nothing's changed. We are still very proud to have Standish Township host to the casino. We're very proud to be able to come in here and work with you folks the way that you've always opened your arms for us. So that hasn't changed. I'm pretty sure you guys all watched the election results. So with that being said, you guys probably figured out you're stuck with me for another term. So anyway, today I brought with me our township clerk, Shara Klink, and I wanted to introduce all of you to her. She does just great things for us. She has been just really a huge benefit and a bonus to Standish Township. And so, would you like to say a few words?
I'll try. Bear with me. This is my first time. I would just like to thank the Tribal Center for everything that they do for the township, and I look forward to working with you all in the future.
Thank you, folks.
All right, next up we have Turner Township receiving $11,515. And on behalf, we have the Township Supervisor, Bill Kernerke, or the Township Clerk, Denise Skates, receiving those funds today.
Good morning. Our township supervisor is also out there looking for the big bucks, so I got elected to come in and talk to everybody. And I just want to say that every time I come in here, it's just as exciting and just as humbling as it was the very first time we ever got a grant. It's just never ceases to amaze us, and we are just so grateful for everything that we've been able to do. And I love that we are learning. This has been a learning process in what we do with our grants. We've worked together with Gray Township, Whitney Township. We've done projects with the Drain Commission. And we're also very fortunate that we have the Aranet County Road Commission that we can use the match funding with, because with our road projects, that has just made a huge difference with what we've been able to do. So again, thank you so much for everything, and we really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Whitney Township, and on behalf of Whitney Township, we have Supervisor Don Becker here with us today. They are receiving $1,000.
Well, I wish to thank the Tribal Council for the monies that we've received over the years, plus the ones today, okay? And hopefully we can continue on this path and get a lot more things done. For those that are leaving us as of Sunday, good luck in whatever else you're going to be coming into or you're going to be doing. You know, I've had a lot of enjoyment working with the townships and the other people that I have met while I've been here. I'm not one of the few that will be leaving. I'll be here 4 more years, so you'll see me some more. And I wish to thank everybody.
Thank you, Don. Our last government distribution today will go to the Village of Twining in the amount of $15,000. Today we have the President, Don Ferguson, and Clerk Carol Norton with us.
Good morning. I guess it's always a pleasure to stand up here and thank the tribe and the Tribal Council for selecting our village to accept some of the 2% monies. Our village has requested monies to put up a new DPW building. As it stands right now, we've got all of the village equipment spread out into 3 different buildings, and sometimes when you have to pull a piece of equipment out to get to the piece that's stuck in the back, it's going to make it a whole lot easier once this new building is put up. So once again, on behalf of the village, we'd really like to thank the Tribal Council for your support of our community as well. Thank you.
Thank you. So a big thanks to all of our government recipients today. A lot of the cities, the townships, and in the county here really make it possible for us to own and operate the casino here. So we do take great pride, and we want to extend a big thank you to you folks for making your communities great, to doing what you can to identify those needs. Moving on here, we're going to move to our educational distributions today. We're going to start with Aranac Eastern School District, and today they are receiving $40,177. And on behalf of the Aranac Eastern School District, we have Bill Lake, the principal.
And Mr. Darren Krajewski, our superintendent, is with me today. On behalf of Aranac Eastern School District, I would just want to extend our thanks for generosity to the tribal council. Just such a huge help to our district, and without you, we would not be able to provide the quality education that we do at Aranac Eastern. I was hiring quite a few teachers this summer, and when I'd bring them in, and they'd see our small village and our small building, they would be totally amazed when they walked into our classroom with the technology that you have provided for us throughout the years. Most of this contribution that we're getting is going to go towards satisfying the state requirements for Spanish. We are not able to have anybody on our staff that teaches Spanish, so we do it through an online class, and it's very expensive. We also have students that are going to be, our juniors and seniors are attending college classes through dual enrollment with this money, and it's just something that we would really struggle to be able to do without the help, so thank you.
All right, next we have Augrey Sims School District receiving $92,491.46, and we have Superintendent Jeffrey Collier and K-12 Principal Chad Zine.
Good morning, everybody. Wow, this is an amazing gift of gratitude and truly a time of thanksgiving. These grants that you provide to us are so impactful. They've been allowing us to be able to expand and to really produce a dynamic educational programming. The bulk of the funds that we've received here are a second part of what we had written for last spring, and they are allowing us to create a very progressive STEM area on our campus called a Cyber Cafe and an Innovation Lab. And what we're able to do right now is take these dynamic aspects, and what's really critical that I hope that you'll understand is that these are very focused ideas on sustainability. So everything that we're doing right now is extending outwards like ripples in a pond. And what's really important for me to clarify is that although this seems as if it's a single aspect of campus, it is leading to partnerships that are becoming more and more dynamic with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Department, with natural features and resources, with the DNR, with Great Lakes Stewardship Initiative, with Huron Pines, and we are incorporating these pieces into a global aspect for our students, and that could not happen without these generous gifts. I thank you on behalf of the entire greater Augrey area, Aranac County, for your collaboration, your communication, and what you're doing for the long-term sustainability and the quality of life for all of our constituents. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, touching on a couple of those keynotes, we understand that educational funding in districts is tough to acquire, and as budget cuts are seen throughout the state, we want to make sure we're getting the educational tools in the hands of our youth. So we are very happy to be able to offer some of these grants that put some of those technology updates and the state-of-the-art innovations in your classrooms. Next up, we have Pinconning School District, today receiving $54,899.48, and we have Mike Vu, the superintendent, coming up.
Thanks, Eric. Just want to start out and echo what Frank mentioned earlier. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the Tom Johnson's family. If you didn't know Tom, he was a pillar of our community for many years and ran our local paper. Just a great guy, so we just want to remember him today. Want to thank Tribal Council for our grants again. Awesome. One of the things that we've been working on recently is a track, and a lot of you have known that, and I think, with my fingers crossed, with a little bit more fundraising, our track will be done this summer. So thank you very much. That again allows money that we would be putting in other places. We can take and not have to put it into a track, into books, computers, and that type of thing. So again, the impact is huge. We thank you, and again, happy holidays.
Thank you. And our last distribution today will go to the Standish Sterling School District, receiving $54,771.60. On behalf of the Standish Sterling School District, we have High School Principal Mark Williams, Middle School Principal Gary Roper, and Business Manager Mike Waldy.
And Darren Kraczelski, Superintendent. And I do both districts, Aranac Eastern and Standish Sterling. And cannot say enough the support that Tribe has given education. And as Mr. View and Mr. Collier had pointed out, and Mr. Lake, that our funds are strapped. We do not have a lot of cash, and the demands of education keep increasing each year. And without your support, I don't know, we'd be in a lot worse shape, a lot worse. And probably, truth be known, we probably wouldn't be able to offer what we do and take care of our facilities the way we do, and especially the technology portion of it. The tribal support of that is just outstanding. So on behalf of both Aranac Eastern and Standish Sterling Schools, I want to thank you for your continued support, and I look forward to it in the future. Thank you. And Mr. Williams?
Thank you, Mr. Kraczelski. Just a little introduction on what our projects are going to be. The first one that we have is our security system. We're adding to and updating our security system around the perimeter of our building and interior of the building. As you know, one of the priorities, the top priority of our schools today is the safety of our children and those that are coming visiting our buildings in the evenings for activities, and we support a lot of those activities. So having a peace of mind that we have the security system out there for our students and our residents that come to our building is awesome. The next project that we're doing is a computer software program for our students and staff. It's called Illuminate, and what that is a data warehouse. So when our students take assessments from the classroom and from the state assessments, it can all be housed at their fingertips for our teachers to access, so we can pinpoint exactly where we need to provide our interventions for our students so they can be successful in our classroom. So without that, without your contribution, those two things wouldn't have been possible. So just want to say thank you to the council and to the tribe for your generous and very gratitude for that.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gary Roper. I'm the principal at Standish Sterling Middle School, and I am probably not the guy you want to be the last speaker of the day with the microphone in my hand and no one else to talk behind me, because I may go all day. So I apologize in advance. Yeah. I'd like to talk about 3 of the grants that we received. One is NWEA, and that is an online test assessment that we use for our students, grades K through 10. And the kids will take the test 3 times a year, and we look at all of, in math and reading, language arts, and we look at that data, and we break it down into subcategories, and from there we look at the impact that they're doing in those different subcategories, and we run our interventions from there. Since we have purchased this over the years, through your grant, we have seen a steady increase in student achievement with our kids. And so talk about the impact directly with kids. This is one of those assessments that has had a positive impact for our kids, and we thank you for that. Our second grant would be the portable radios, walkie-talkies. That's a safety issue that we have for our buildings. We wanted something that we could use not only in our building, we could communicate with the high school as well, and then also with our buses. And so it's a huge benefit to be able to have direct access with our buildings in times of crisis and those sorts of things. So we thank you for that. And then the last one, the copy machine, may sound kind of as a simple thing, but we talk about the culture of the building. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to go back to the building, to my school this afternoon. I will be like a superstar for the frustrations that we've had with the copy machine. When you know the copy machine repair guy by first name, because he's there so often, my staff, I can tell you right now, are going to be so excited about this. So thank you for building the morale of our building and improving that. Makes my life a lot easier. So thank you so much, everybody, and thank you, Tribal Council, for all of your efforts that you do for our schools in our community. Thank you. And thank you, Chief. Thank you.
All right, well, this concludes our distribution for fall of 2016. And to date, just want to throw some numbers at you guys. The tribe, since 1994, has now distributed over $235 million to local area schools and governments. So we take great pride in that. And I know you folks have felt those impacts since the distribution period in 2007. So we remain committed here to making a difference. And I want to wish everyone a happy holiday. And thank you once again for coming. We will look forward to seeing you in those roundtables. We do recommend and really hope to see many of you there so we can talk about those issues and really talk about some of the needs as we move forward. But thank you and have a good day.